Hey guys, how you doing? Steam Joe here, and I'm back on YouTube with another review of One Punch Man. Now this is for episode 6 and English dubbed. It premiered on Toonami recently, and also want to thank you guys for the views, comments, likes, and dislikes on my past videos. I really appreciate it. I think one of my videos so far is at I think at 860. But I really do appreciate you guys supporting me, and I will continue to support this channel and give you guys some great content. And also check out the Pokemon trading card game video I did too with Lena from Shinola. But spoiler alert, it's really funny. And it's a lot of laughter also. But okay, let's get started with this review. The episode starts off with Saitama sitting at home. He's bored. He's talking about how there hasn't been any incidents lately, and it's been 5 days since he registered with the Hero Association. So then he's also trying to figure out why Genos was still there, also why he moved in with Saitama. So Saitama asked Genos what was he doing. What was he writing? Because at the time, Genos and Saitama was sitting at the table, and Genos said that he was writing down all of the training regimens that Saitama was giving to Genos. So then Saitama started to feel bad because he felt like he wasn't really helping Genos. Well, one, because he's an android, so you know how much more stronger can he get physically, and then two. He's an android, so you know what can you teach an android? So then that's when Genos brought up what some of the agents said at the seminar, something that the agent said at the seminar, which was if Class C hero didn't complete any missions for a whole week, then they would be taken off of the registry list. So Saitama didn't know that, and next thing you know, he jumps up, and he was like, okay, I gotta go find somebody, so then he was like, but, you know, nothing was reported on the news or anything. So Genos said, well, Saitama, they only report the big stuff on the news, like the monsters and everything. But for Saitama, he had to go basically catch all of the small criminals, the purse snatchers, car robbers and all that, the thieves. So then Saitama started to put on this outfit. Genos wanted to go. Saitama said, no, I want to do this by myself. And Genos was like, but I'm your disciple. So then all of a sudden, Saitama got serious. His eyes got normal. And then he started to lecture Genos, which was all. He started just making stuff up on the fly, saying that physically, it wasn't too much Genos can do to become stronger, but mentally, that's where he can become a lot better, a lot stronger. So then he started looking at one of his Magna books, and then he, started lecturing him some more and said you need to do this and that. But he set a goal for Genos, and that was to break into the top 10 of the S class. So Genos agreed. He said, yes, master, and then that's when Saitama left. But then Saitama ran, I guess, all throughout the city. It looked like he ran through the city, through the country parts, and he started during the daytime, and by the time he got through running, it was nighttime, and he couldn't find anybody. No robbers, monsters, nothing. So then the next day would be the 7th day. So he was like, well, let me just figure out something for tomorrow. So then he said, tomorrow's problems are for tomorrow's him. So then the scene went to the next day, and Saitama was in City Z, the populated area. And yet again, he still couldn't find anybody. So at this point, he's nervous, trying to figure out, okay, what am I going to do? I got to find somebody, some bad guy to catch. Then next thing you know, a shuriken comes flying through the air, And just like on episode 4, if I'm correct, I think that was episode 4, Saitama caught it with his 2 fingers, like, whoop, right there. And you already know what it is, Speedo Sound Sonic. And he wants revenge because he got punched in the man area. And I know it probably still hurts. But he also wanted to prove that he was a great fighter too. So then Saitama was brushing him off, saying, I don't have time for this. You know, I'm trying to go find the bad guy. And then next thing you know, Sonic, he got upset. He pulls out his sword, or probably katana. Yeah, it was probably a katana, I think. He pulls out his katana, jumps right over Saitama, and is getting ready to slash him right in the face. But Saitama broke the blade with his teeth, and it was so fast, Sonic didn't even see what happened to the blade. But then Saitama was like, I'm trying to do something, and if somebody gets in my way while I'm mad, you are going to get punished. So, the next thing you know, another hero comes, and his name is, what's it? Oh, Tanktop Tiger. Tanktop Tiger. And he shows up all muscular with streaks going through his hair like tiger stripes. And he has the tank top shorts on. All got tiger stripes on there. So then this girl comes up and was like, oh, somebody get him, it's a criminal, a monster. And then that's when, you know, Tiger shows up, and then the girl points to the area of Saitama and Sonic, and then Saitama is like, oh, you know, you in trouble, Sonic, they think you're a criminal and all that. So then Tanktop Tiger says, no, it's you. It's you, cue ball. So then the girl was like, yeah, it's him, because he's been running around all day with a strange look on his face. Because Saitama was so scared at the time he couldn't find nobody. The look on his face is just crazy. So she saw it, and Tiger told him to stop running around like that because he's making a bad name for the heroes, the other heroes. So then everybody starts to crowd around Tiger, Sonic, and Saitama. So Tanktop Tiger sees that, and now he feels like this is his opportunity to show off his skills and everything. Because then all the crowd is saying, oh yeah, it's Tanktop Tiger, he's one of the best heroes, you know, the guy is a legend. So then Tiger asks Saitama if he wants to do a little battle, and so that way Tiger can show off his skills. And you know, Tiger, he think that Saitama is weak, so he's like, you know, I know he won't last anything. So next thing you know, Sonic threw explosive shuriken at the back of Tanktop Tiger, and it cooked him. He was fried, all brown and stuff, so that he crashed into the ground. He just laying there like this. That was pretty funny. So then Saitama was mad. He asked Sonic, why did he do that? Sonic was like, because he interfered with the battle that we was going to have. Then Sonic was kind of upset that Saitama signed up with the Hero Association. So then that's when Sonic came up with the idea that if he created enough destruction and chaos, hurt people, that Saitama would have to fight Sonic. So then next thing you know, Sonic started throwing out shuriken left and right, blowing up buildings and knocking cars into the air. One car almost actually hit a kid, but then Saitama shielded the boy by catching the car or blocking it just like this while it was in the air and then throwing it to the side. So then Saitama was upset, saying that he said to himself that people never let him do what he wanted to do. Or he's always trying to do something and people get in the way. Then he was like, where can I find a bad guy? So then Saitama then just realized that Speedo Sound Sonic was the bad guy that he could catch. So then Saitama looked up and Sonic was throwing shuriken left and right, exploding buildings and all that, and laughing at the same time. So then Sonic was like, "You gotta come get me, Saitama," and he's still throwing the shuriken. So then, some kind of way, Saitama flew above um, Sonic and was like, "I'm here, right here. I'm right here." And does a karate chop right on his head, knocks him into the ground, and he creates a ditch. His clothes all messed up, belt broken, looked like one of his shoes came off, and Sonic's face is all in the dirt. So then that's when Saitama came down to the ground and was looking at Sonic, and then he asked if he was like, "I wonder if I'm going to get any points for doing this." So then the scene then cuts to the Hero Association, and this is probably, well, no, this is I think like the second or third time we get to see the inside of the Hero Association. It's like very FBI-ish, CIA. It has that kind of feel, but it looked like they monitor the whole area of all the cities. They monitor all the cities. So the Hero Association started to get the report that Speedo Sound Sonic was apprehended in City Z by a Class C hero, and they started looking up Sonic's history, and he committed abuse, assassination, and a lot of other crimes. So then that's when one of the agents looked like the leader. Well, not he looked like one of the directors, I guess you could say maybe. He asked one of the other agents about the investigation into the investigation of the ghost town part of the City Z. It was vacated because there was a lot of different monsters. Looked like breeding over there or something, I don't know, but it's a lot of them in that one little area. So all the residents left, and that's, obviously that's why it's a ghost town. So then the agent responded back saying no, but they were sending two heroes there, two Class A heroes. And then next thing you know, that's when we are introduced to I guess she's a hero too. Her name is Tornado. And look like she's pretty young, I guess. Or maybe she's old, who knows. I mean, it's anime, so it can go either way. And she asked how come she wasn't invited to that investigation to go see what was going on in the ghost town. So then that's when the director of the agents said that he thought that he said it was just a formality, I think, or something. So she got upset, felt like he didn't think that, she felt like, Tornado felt like the director didn't think that she was capable of handling the situation in the ghost town. So then that's when another agent came in, and she said that the mission in the ghost town wasn't worthy of a Class S like her. So then Tornado accepted that. She was still upset, so she leaves out, and that's when she tells the director that, just next time, if it's something that can fight, let her know so she can go get the monster. So then she leaves, and then that's when the scene goes to City Z, the ghost town, and it's this strange black. It has the shape of, it's like black, but it has the shape of a human body. But for the hair, it's like tentacles. It's really crazy. I don't even know what it is. Look like some swamp monster, but just anime version, I guess. I don't know. So then the monster's walking through, and he or she is looking around, and then that's when that scene cuts off. The next scene is back at the Hero Association headquarters in City A, and it looked like all of the agents and directors got together to do an analysis of all of the different cities, from City A all the way to City Z. So they're going through reporting, looking at the reports from the heroes that's all located within the cities. and each one of them from A to D are coming up clean. There's monster sightings here and there, but the heroes at the city, they've taken care of it, and they basically saying that everything is good. We even get a brief glimpse of Hammerhead from the Paradisers, and it looked like this time he, instead of causing mayhem because he didn't want to get a job, he's now getting a job because he got the suit and tie, and he's real nervous. He's shaking like this because remember he didn't want to get a job, but now I guess he will. Excuse me. So then one of the agents asks about City Z and its ghost town, and they all agree that it's a bad situation because they can't get a good reading on what's going on in that particular area, but they know that it's a lot of monsters in that one isolated area. So then they was just saying that their goal was to make sure that the civilians in each city was okay, that they could take care of the problems before they become big, and make sure that mass hysteria doesn't start, because then you have cities that's out of control because of monsters and because of scared people. And they also talk about the two Class A heroes that's going into the ghost town to investigate what's going on. They feel confident that they can handle the situation, and that's when the scene then goes to our heroes. One is named, what's his name? Spring Mustachio, and he has a suit, slick back hair, mustache sticking out. And the other hero is Golden Ball, and he has the hip street clothes on. Is chewing on like I guess a lollipop or something, I don't know. And they're walking through the safe area of City Z, traveling to the ghost town. And so they started talking about how, they just they're tossing ideas around about what could be going on in the area, how the monsters are being created, who's doing it, what, where, why. I know Spring Mustachio thought that either they was breeding in that area or it was a queen there and she was creating more. But what they both agreed with was that something was brewing, and it was not good. So then they actually end up they actually end up at Saitama's apartment, because then there's a huge hole from the fight Saitama had with Armored Gorilla, the Lion King. So as they are investigating the hole right right by Saitama's apartment, that's when the weird swamp-like monster walked past, and both Spring Mustachio and Golden Ball sensed her. And also, Genos did also. Genos did too. But the funny part was, Genos, as he sensed the monster, he was cleaning a toilet. And he had the shoes on, the hat, and the brush. So then that's when Spring Mustachio and Golden Ball went deeper into Ghost Town to see if they could find, who they sensed. And Geno sensed them for a minute, but then he continued cleaning the toilet. So next thing you know, Spring Mustachio and Golden Ball ended up in an alleyway where the monster was. And now they're like, whoa, what the heck is that? So now Spring Mustachio and Golden Ball see the monster. Spring Mustachio asks Golden Ball if he's ready to attack. Golden Ball is like, yes. So then Golden Ball brings out this slingshot, and it has like a tracker on there, and he put these golden balls, or he called them golden bullets, on the patch of the slingshot. Brought it back, shot it right at the monster, and as the bullet was traveling to the monster, it transformed from a small ball into this missile a golden missile like weapon, and um, then the monster, the swamp monster, with one of his technicals blocked it, like choo. And then Golden Ball was surprised. He's like, "What? Nobody's never done that before." So then the swamp monster sent one of his tentacles through the sewer system that was behind Golden Ball. The tentacle came up, grabbed him around his leg, Golden Ball's leg, and then started flinging them left and right into the buildings that they were between. Bam, bam, bam. And then that's when he threw, the swamp monster threw Golden Ball into this brick wall, and he was out. And then that's when Spring Mustachio started his attack, and he had, and I thought this was pretty cool, he had a handkerchief, pulled it out, did some twirling, and then it turned into this sword, a rapier sword, and I thought it was pretty cool. So then he's, he's got his sword ready, he's doing all like this, and then that's when the swamp monster is like, oh wow. So the next thing you know, the monster sends all of his tentacles flying towards Spring Mustachio, and then Spring Mustachio is just deflecting them left and right. He's going. It's pretty funny. It's like he's yelling, but you know he can tell that Spring Mustachio knows what he's doing. So then after he deflects after Spring Mustachio deflects all of the tentacle attacks, then that's when Spring Mustachio uses one of his special attacks. It's called, I think, Tomboy Thrust, and that's when the sword twirls in, kind of like a pig's tail, and then he launches it straight out. But he did the attack, but the swamp monster was so fast, he dodged it. And that Tomboy Thrust was really fast too. It's like the speed of light. But that just showed you how fast the monster was to be able to dodge something like that. And even Spring Mustachio was surprised too. So then that's when Spring Mustachio started analyzing the technicals, saying that they were steel-like whips, and that this monster was going to be pretty hard to beat. So then he had pulled his phone out, hid it behind his back, and started to call reinforcements, because he knew this monster wasn't going to be easy, just for one person. So then that's when Spring Mustachio asked the monster if he was born in Ghost Town. And then that's when the monster replied back and was like, he had some weird voice too, like some, I don't know, it's almost like a Sesame Street voice or something. It's real cartoony. So then that's when the monster was like, well, no, I just heard that it was a lot of monsters coming over here, so I wanted to see what all the fuss was about. So then the monster said that he was upset because he couldn't find nobody, but then he viewed it as an opportunity to make up a rumor of his own, because he came because it was a rumor that all the monsters was brewing there. But since he thought that the rumor wasn't true, he felt like he could make his own rumor and become that strong monster that everybody was talking about. And then the monster started to smile, and he had this real wicked, like, smile. Almost reminded me of one of the, like on Soul Eater, the other anime. How, like, when the madness affects you, then you do this real wicked, crooked smile with the eyes kind of sticking out and all that, like Buckeye. So then the Hero Association got Spring Mustachio's call for reinforcements. They then send out the call to all the other heroes, and now the next scene is just all the heroes picking up their phones, looking at the reinforcements, the help call. And so there's one hero, and he's like in all blue hair, blue, like a tracksuit, I guess, or something. He said he wanted to go because he wanted to grab the tiger by his tail. And then the scene then goes to Spring Mustachio, and he's pretty much beat up. His clothes are ripped up. the end of the tip of his sword is flying in the air because he done blocked so many tentacles and took so many tentacles to the body. He was beat up pretty bad. So then, before he passed out, he was like, "You see why nobody would want to stay here? Because if you had to run into monsters like the swamp monster, you know, there is really not a good place to live." So then he passed out, and then that's when the monster was upset. He said because he wanted to fight some more. So the monster was like, "I'm bored," you know. Then he was going to go in search of more monsters or opponents to fight. And then next thing you know, Saitama comes walking in from the store, and he has his bag, and he's he's just walking. I mean, it's like two look like dead people on the street, and then a monster with tentacles coming out. And he just got his bag. He's walking down like nothing is going on. So then that's when the monster looked and was like, "Who is that? Is that another monster, or is it a human?" So then the the monster sent its I can't even say it because it's so crazy. He sent his tentacles towards Saitama, and they all just like hovering over him. Like it reminded me like on the movie 300 when all the arrows were shooting up in the sky when they would shoot the arrows up in the sky and then have them fall down on their enemies. That's how the tentacles were. So then as they're coming towards Saitama, Saitama is thinking to himself, he was like, "I forgot to buy the kombu soup stock." And he still has this bland look on his face. And it's like tentacles all over him, or about to be all over him. But he's not scared. You know, I guess you can call that confidence. Maybe you can say he's naive. Or maybe you can say he just don't care. He's bored. I don't know. Or maybe all of the above. So that's when it just went black. And then the next scene was all of the tentacles, which we then find out are actually kombu. And I guess it's a Chinese vegetable, maybe. I never heard of it, but actually looked kind of good. But decided to put all of I guess he ripped all of the tentacles off of the swamp monster, put them in a box, and then took that box back home. And then he started cooking the tentacles or kombu. So then Genos walked past the kitchen and he sees the big box of kombu, and he asks Saitama where did he get it from. And at first Saitama was going to tell him, "Well, I got it from a monster," but then he thought about it and then just said that he got it from a store. The store was selling it. So then that's when Genos started to talk about the benefits of kombu. One of the benefits is hair growth. So then Saitama got upset and was like, "I didn't ask you about hair." So then the scene then went back to the Hero Association, and they were doing a follow-up on the swamp monster that the two Class A heroes encountered. Oh, by the way, they were saved. I'm assuming by the other heroes that were called in for help, but the report said that the two A heroes encountered a strong monster, that they were both beaten, and that the monster got away. But little do they know, Saitama already took care of him. The report also said that you got to be on the lookout because the monster is very dangerous, and nothing to fool around with. So then the other heroes that were called in for help were examining the area, and they went to this one building that was basically ripped up. I mean, it's like a huge bullet just went through the top of it and then just carved out a hole. So then the heroes were trying to figure out what could have caused that type of destruction, and then they also find some of the kombu, which is on the ground right there. So I'm assuming that that was maybe Saitama and the swamp monster fighting. Maybe Saitama punched the swamp monster into the building, and that's what made the hole, I guess. So then that's when the word started getting around that, this ghost town is no joke, that we need to be careful. Well, it first went to humans. Now it was this one group they showed. I don't know what organization they are part of, but it was like a group of men with suits on, and then one woman with all black on. It looked like she was the authoritative one, maybe the higher up. I don't know. But they was telling her about the situation in the ghost town, and she didn't want anything to do with it. So then that's when the scene then went to look like monsters talking about the ghost town, because even they were saying that it's not safe for monsters to go there, and that's how bad it is. So then they did like an aerial view of, I'm assuming, all the cities, and a part of City Z was blacked out, and that was a ghost town. So then that was the end of the episode. Then credits roll. Then post credit, they showed Saitama's apartment again. Genos and Saitama sitting at a table. Geno said that he fixed all of the holes that was on the outside of the apartment, and that was from the fight that they had with Gorilla King and the other henchmen of the House of Evolution. And Genos also told Saitama that his ranking went up from, I think it was like 388 to 342. So then Saitama was happy about that. And then Saitama asked Genos where was his ranking at. And Genos said, well, it's still the same, class S, but I think he's like 17 or something. Oh no, he's last in class S, but then 17th in ability. So then that's when Saitama was like, well, you still got some training to do, and he was kind of happy because, I guess Genos didn't get any further up in ranking. So then that's when Genos was like, but I'm also 6 in popularity. And then that's when Saitama was drinking his tea or whatever, probably kombucha. So then when Genos said that he was number 6 in popularity, Saitama spit out all his green tea, shooting it all over the place out of his mouth. He was like, why? So then Genos started to read the report, and it was just talking about how, with his cold exterior leaves a young prince of cyber and all that. And he got all the good comments and the popularity just based off of his profile picture. So then Saitama was upset. He was like, why? And his head was all down and stuff. Then they also showed most of the kombu was eaten from the box. And that was the end of the episode. That was it. So what I thought overall with this episode, it didn't have as much action as the last ones did, but comedy-wise, though, it was pretty funny. This one also, it was actually kind of more serious than all of the other episodes, just because the more screen time for the Hero Association. And I thought so far that, it seemed like they could be a big player. I don't know. It's pretty cool how they're set up, because then they watch over all the cities and make sure everything is safe. At one point, I think that was maybe episode 5, last episode. I thought that maybe they were the villains, but it seemed like they're the good guys in this. And, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, the Hero Association. And I liked how they started to slowly introduce a lot of the heroes. One notable one was Tornado. I thought she was pretty cool. With the other heroes, though, hopefully they get... Oh, I'm sorry. Tornado and Spring Mustachio. Those are my 2 standouts. But I just hope that a lot of the other heroes still get a lot of screen time, too, and then we get to learn, more about them. But here's the review. I'm sorry, the score, the steams. And I introduced this on episode 5, whereas I rate the episode. So last week's episode I gave 8 out of 10 steams. And yes, they called steams. So for this episode, I'm going to give this one 7 steams out of 10. And that's pretty much it. Okay guys, so thanks for watching. Like I said on the first part, comment, share, subscribe, like, and stay tuned for more content. A lot of great content coming up. I know I keep saying that, and it's kind of taking a long time, but I promise you, it'll be released. And as always, esteemed Joanna.